I'm going to show you 3 email templates that you can use if you want to reach out to hotels or brands in order to collaborate with them. And yeah, the whole topic about brand deals will be covered in more detail later on in the course, but yeah, to give you some quick wins right away at the beginning. So this is an email template that I used to reach out to hotels, and it worked actually pretty well. The response rate I got with this email template was actually quite high. You have to keep in mind, if you're reaching out to hotels, most of the hotels, especially the really well-known one, the big ones, they probably get influencers reaching out to them every single day. So you can't expect to get a reply every single time you're reaching out to a hotel. But this email template worked quite well, and I got quite a few responses when I used this template. So it's very simple. You can basically just copy and paste it, just change everything that I marked in red here according to your name, your platforms, whatever. So first of all, I really like to start with Dear Hotel and then mention the specific name of the hotel. Or even better, if you have the name of the specific person that you're reaching out to, then mention her name or his name right away at the beginning of the email. What I often see also when brands are reaching out to me, if they don't say my name right away in the beginning of the email, then in most of the cases, I know this is not an offer that I'm going to probably read or reply to, because if someone doesn't even mention my name, then for me this is a sign that they are not really serious and they are just sending out templates to probably hundreds of influencers. So to reverse this, I also do this when I reach out to brands or hotels. I like to mention their name, because that shows them that you're not just sending out a template to lots and lots of hotels. So just take the 5 seconds effort to actually write the name of the hotel or the person you're reaching out to at the beginning of the email. And then my name is, insert your name here. I'm a travel content creator with a total following of, and then insert the total number, and then link all your platforms. Just put a quick link, your YouTube, your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, whatever platforms you're using. I am contacting you because I'm going to come to then the city or the area where the hotel is in mention the dates, if you know them already, and I'm very interested in collaborating with you and showing your hotel to my followers. Recently, I have, for example, collaborated with this hotel, and the total view of the videos I posted about my stay there reached then the number on platform 1, maybe on TikTok, maybe on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, whatever. Link the videos, and then I'd love to create similar content about your hotel and would be happy to work with you. I will be arriving in the city on this date, and I will be staying for around a week. I'm traveling solo. If you're interested in working together with me, I would be happy to discuss more details with you. So I can explain you why I mention specific things here. So first of all, mention the time, so the hotel knows roughly in how many weeks or how many months you're planning to come. In my experience, especially if you want to work with hotels that are like well-known and big names, reach out as early as possible. Many of these hotels, they are like booked out weeks in advance. Some of these hotels, I notice also, like they're working with influencers together, but only with a certain amount per month. So for example, they are giving away like 2 stays per month for 2 influencers. So it's always better to reach out to them as far ahead as possible. In my experience, I would recommend to reach out to hotels at least 4 weeks in advance, 4 to 6 weeks. That is usually the time frame where they have enough time to plan it, or where they know, like, are we fully booked on that period already or not. So I would recommend reaching out to hotels 4 to 6 weeks at least in advance. And then of course, linking your videos, showing work that you have done together with other hotels already. Now, if you haven't collaborated with hotels in the past, what I would recommend to do is just book a hotel, book a nice place, a place that you think would look really good in a video. Just book the place without working together with them. Be there as a regular paying guest, and then shoot content there. Like, film a video about the hotel, document your stay there, just so that you have something in your portfolio that you can then show to hotels in the future that you want to collaborate with. So stay somewhere nice once, which looks good in a video. Document the stay, although you don't get anything in return from them, just so that you have something in your portfolio that you can show to potential other hotels in the future. And then I always mention that I'm traveling solo. If you're traveling together with a partner or with a friend, mention that in the email so the hotel knows, or we need to accommodate 2 persons or 3 persons, whatever. In my case, most of the times I'm traveling solo, so I mention that I'm traveling solo. And I, of course, also mention how long I plan to stay, so they know roughly like how many days I would plan to stay there. And yeah, this email works pretty well with hotels. Try it out, reach out to the hotels you want to work with. And if you want to reach out to brands, and once again, we will cover the topic brand deals, brand collaborations in more detail later in the course. But this is another email template that's actually very simple, or very similar, I should say, to the hotel email template. So I will not go over in much more detail now, because it is basically a very similar structure. And yeah, you can read through the template here, and then yeah, everything that is marked in red, just these are the places where you have to insert your own name, your own details, your own channels, etc. And then there's also an email for replying to brands. If brands are reaching out to you, then this is an email template that you can use in order to answer them. Something that I would like to highlight here are things, for example, like this. Could you please provide me with an idea of your budget for this collaboration as well as your campaign goals? It's always good if you are the person who asked for a budget first, so that gives you the better position to negotiate later on. And I also always like to ask for their campaign goals. Is the goal, for example, just brand awareness? Is the goal to generate sales? If I know their campaign goals, then I can make the integration later on more suitable for the type of campaign goals that they have. And then yeah, here are some ways that I can promote your brand. Like I can do a dedicated full video. I can do a regular integration, which is the standard way of working together with brands for YouTube collaboration. This is like usually a 60 to 90 seconds integration. I can also offer like social media posts on like Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. I can do stories on Instagram. I can put affiliate links or discount codes for my audience. So these are just examples, whatever you would like to offer to the company. Choose the ones that you would like to offer, that you would be comfortable with, and then send it out to the brand. So yeah, these were 2 quick wins for you. Some email templates you can use, some video ideas you can use. See you in the next lecture. Let's start with YouTube earnings. How much can you make in theory on YouTube? But before I'm going to show an example of the earnings on YouTube, let's talk about the earnings in general on YouTube. So I already mentioned the term RPM, revenue per mil. That means how much money you actually get paid per 1,000 views. And on YouTube, the RPM is generally higher than on other platforms. The reason is the videos on YouTube are usually longer than compared to Facebook or TikTok. On Facebook, usually the videos are about 3 minutes long. On TikTok, it's often even shorter than that. And on YouTube, many vloggers are putting out videos, I would say anywhere between 10 up to 60 minutes even. So the longer people are watching your content, the more advertisement they are also going to see. You probably know it. When you're watching a YouTube video, let's say you watch half an hour of content on YouTube, how many ads do you see in this half an hour? And then scroll through TikTok, how many ads are you seeing when you're scrolling to TikTok? And you see maybe an ad like every 10 videos you're watching, but then the earnings from this one ad, they have to get shared with the 10 creators you just saw in the past 10 minutes. So the earnings on, or the RPM on YouTube is usually higher compared to other platforms. There are also some other factors playing a role in this, but to keep it simple here, the YouTube RPM is better because the content is longer on YouTube, or people tend to watch longer than on other platforms. So you can expect a way higher RPM on YouTube compared to Facebook and TikTok. Okay, let's talk about some pros and cons. So the pros of YouTube are definitely the higher earning potential. So the RPM is higher, which doesn't always mean you're going to earn more money. Because on other platforms, for example, it's relatively more easy to get views, but I will talk about it later on. But the RPM is going to be higher on YouTube, so that's definitely a pro. Con would be that it might be harder on YouTube to even get monetized. That's, for example, easier, let's say, on TikTok. On YouTube, it can take a while, but we're going to talk about the monetization requirements later on in detail as well. Another pro would also be that you can repurpose the content that you're filming for YouTube. You repurpose the content and post it to the other platforms as well, which I will also talk about in detail later on. Repurposing the other way around is a bit more difficult because if you're filming a 1-minute TikTok clip, it's not easy to repurpose that to a full-length YouTube video. But if you are filming, let's say, a 20-minute YouTube vlog, then it's easier to repurpose that into smaller bites that you can share on other platforms. And yeah, now let's actually look at an example month from myself on YouTube. Okay, so here we are having an example month from my channel on YouTube, and in just one single month, I earned almost $9,000. I posted in total 8 videos this month, and yeah, I gained also almost 16,000 subscribers just in this month. And of course, the number you are seeing here is not a number that you can expect to reach within your first few months on YouTube, but it is definitely something that is realistic. Like you saw the screenshot earlier where I was making only 800 something US dollar in my first full year on YouTube. And a few years later, I was at a point where I was making 9,000, almost 9,000 US dollar in just one single month. So that is definitely possible. That is definitely realistic, not only for me, but also for you watching this. Okay, and now let's look at Facebook and the earning potential there. See you in the next lecture.